I came back from studying abroad, and suddenly my childhood best friend, Liam, had a new tagalong. She'd step in, all timid but brave, when we argued, trying to shield him. You're being so disrespectful. He's not your dog. I'd just arch an eyebrow at Liam. Oh, really? Liam, with zero expression, would push her aside and look at me with those dark eyes. Woof. The clumsy barista messed up my drink for the third time, and I just rolled my eyes and nodded to my bodyguard. Check, and I don't want it. Before the bodyguard could move, the barista just snapped, "Why do you have to be so mean to me?" Her hand was shaking as she held the tray, her eyes all watery and hurt. Don't you think that's rude? People were starting to stare, and it seemed like she found some courage in their sympathetic glances. This drink. I worked hard to make this. I stood up, giving her a once-over. She flinched, but kept going. Just because I'm a server doesn't mean we're not equals. Why do you have to be so disrespectful? I raised a hand to stop my bodyguard, my eyebrow arched in sarcasm. Oh, I'm sorry. Should I bow 3 times and thank you for messing up my drink 3 times? A few people snickered. I didn't mean to. Her face was flushed, and tears were welling up in her eyes. I'm so. Before she could apologize, another girl with long hair rushed in, shielding her like a protective mama bear. She already said sorry. What more do you want? They glared at me like I was some kind of villain who kicked puppies. I just laughed, a dry, humorless sound. This little drama show finally got the manager's attention. She frowned at them. Lily, what happened now? My bodyguard put the peanut-flecked iced coffee in front of the manager. My client has a severe peanut allergy. The manager's face paled. Oh, I am so sorry. What can we do to make this right? I stated flatly, I just hope you can train your employees better so no one else gets hurt. The manager glared at the girls. Of course. We will definitely deal with these problem employees. Their faces turned white, and they glared at me like I'd just ruined their lives. I thought that was the end of it. Later, while waiting for my driver, I ran into the barista, Lily. She'd changed into a faded school uniform, her eyes red and swollen. Her friend, the protective one, was waving her fists angrily at the air. Lily, the manager was totally unfair. How can they fire you just because of some stuck-up customer? You should get Lucas to stand up for you. Show those snobs what's what. Lucas? That familiar name made me pause. Lily blushed. Me and Lucas. It's just what his grandfather joked about, nothing serious. Her eyelashes fluttered. Besides, I heard he has a childhood sweetheart. Her friend huffed. No way is Lucas going to like some spoiled princess. It's always the sweet, down-to-earth girl in novels. She's just the evil fiancé. You're the reason the old guy's alive, right? So you should claim what's yours. She patted Lily's shoulders. You're the only girl who deserves Lucas. The old man himself said so. Lily perked up, nodding with new determination. Okay. I just stared at them, arms crossed. She's Lucas' fiancé? Who am I then? Lucas and I are childhood friends. We were supposed to get married. I'd returned to the States to surprise him. Instead, I walked into this ridiculous mess. I snorted. They finally noticed I was there. Lily's face went pale. I got fired because of you. Can't you just leave me alone? Is it fun to pick on the poor people? She choked on a sob and bowed. It must have been hard for her because tears started falling. I'm so sorry I couldn't do enough for a spoiled princess like you. People were looking at me like I was the devil. Her friend was glaring at me with balled fists. I kept my arms crossed. Seems you're good at playing the victim, and because of me? Do you even know how dangerous allergies are? I didn't know. She wrung her hands, looking helpless. Just then, a white Bentley pulled up next to us. The driver opened the back door, all proper and stuff. And out stepped Lucas. He was tall and lean, his dark features sharp and cold. "Lily, it's Lucas." Her friend nudged her. "He's here to back you up." Lily blushed. Hearing the noise, Lucas scanned the area with a cold gaze and finally stopped, looking right at me. Lily went forward, tears in her eyes. "Lucas, thanks for coming, it's all a misunderstanding, this lady didn't do anything." She cut herself short, because Lucas was hugging me. He put his head on my neck. "Skylar, you're back." "Lucas, you guys know each other?" Lily looked like a ghost, her face pale and confused. Her friend went forward. "What do you think you are doing? Lily has been hurt, how could you side with some outsider?" My bodyguard moved silently, blocking them. Lucas was still hugging me, ignoring everything. He's always been this way. People called him arrogant and cold, but I knew he was. I felt myself blush and grabbed his shirt. "Didn't you just visit me last week? You're too clingy and smudged all my sunscreen." I mumbled, "Everyone is looking." "Let go, Lucas." Lucas just mumbled, "No." I glared at him. Why was he so stubborn today? Maybe because he knows I'm mad. He looked down at me. I softened. Before I could say anything, the other girl spoke up. "Lucas, can't you see how much Lily is hurting?" I sighed. Her friend was still trying to push through my bodyguard. Lily was saying with tears, "It's okay, I'm fine. I just worry if your fiancé from overseas finds out." I poked Lucas' chest with my finger, mimicking her tone. "What about your fiancé, Lucas?" Lucas grabbed my hand and stared at her. Lily's face turned hopeful. He said one word, "Leave." Lily whimpered and ran away. Her friend glared at me and chased after her. As the car passed them, I vaguely heard her friend say, "Lily, Lucas is probably just jealous that you got so many love letters, he's trying to make you jealous." Lily stopped and nodded. "You're right, I might have made him mad, I need to explain, but he's never home when I visit." Her friend tapped her head. "You still have the old man on your side." I blinked. A warm hand covered my eyes. Lucas sounded a little sad. "Skylar, don't look at others." He put his head on my neck. "Why didn't you tell me you were coming back?" "I wanted to surprise you." I reached up, and he let me. His eyes scanned me. "My grandpa was lost a few days ago. She found him." My grandpa had Alzheimer's, and sometimes he wandered. I asked, "Is grandpa okay?" "He's fine." I relaxed and playfully teased, "And then you got yourself a new fiancé." "No," Lucas frowned. He stared at me. "I only want you, Skylar." I scoffed. "Of course, I knew you would say that." The car stopped. I absent-mindedly reached for the door. I need to get back to school for rehearsals. Suddenly, Lucas leaned over and kissed me. It was brief. My face burned. "Lucas." I touched my lips and glared at him. His dark eyes reflected only me, and he smiled slightly. "See you at school, fiancé." "Lucas, that jerk." "Skylar, practice is over, why are you spacing out?" The cellist nudged me. "Why are you so red?" I touched my lips, "Nothing." Life quickly went back to normal. For our concert next month, we've been rehearsing a lot. Today's rehearsal was done. I put away my violin, and a big smile appeared in front of me. "Miss Skylar, care to join me on a date?" I didn't even look at him. "No time." The cellist teased him, "Try someone who might like you, dude." He shrugged. "Skylar, why so cold?" I ignored him. "Lucas, let's go." Lucas is waiting for me every day. He stands silently like a shadow in the corner. But I always find him first. He takes my violin case, puts it on his back, and grabs my hand. His hands are always warm and calming. The guy snorted. "Sweetheart, aren't you tired of the same thing? Are you in love or just used to it?" Lucas paused, but held my hand even tighter. I glanced at him. The hallway lights flickered. I heard some girls giggling. So Skylar is Lucas' childhood sweetheart? What's it like to date a big Iceman? I bet Lucas would ask if he can kiss you? Their voices faded. They had no idea. If they took a few more steps, they would see Lucas leaning me on the wall. My violin case on the floor. And him kissing me. They know nothing about him. I bit Lucas' lips and said, "Lucas, why are you so stupid? Why do you even care? They don't have good looks or height, and you've been the one who practiced with me and protected me." I got angrier and said, "I'm not stupid, I know the difference between love and habit." The result was. The next day, the cellist winked at me. "Skylar, why are your lips so swollen?" I quickly put my violin away. "Lucas forgot his things, I'm returning it." "Oh, things are getting serious, are they?" I glared. "Shut up." I ran out of the room, almost tripping. I arrived at Lucas' classroom and saw the dean leading a girl to the stage. He clapped. "Here's a new transfer student." The girl was in a baggy, old uniform. Her voice was shaking. "Hi, my name is Lily." The class went wild. "Is she from the Lily family? Her shoes are falling apart. Why is the school accepting her?" The dean cleared his throat and left after giving a brief introduction. Lily was still standing there, holding her bag. I looked away from Lucas' empty seat and was about to leave, when someone spoke up. "Where is Lucas sitting?" I turned back. "Transfer student, why are you asking about Lucas?" "His grandpa wanted." Her face turned red. "We are just friends." The class went silent. Lily looked around and zeroed in on the empty seat. Before she could touch the sheet music, I said, "Transfer student, did no one tell you it's rude to touch someone else's things? You can't afford it." Lily went red. "It's you." "Why is her stuff at Lucas' desk?" She tried to explain. I looked at her with a smile, but said nothing. The class went silent. And then someone from behind touched my hand. "Skylar?" "Lucas." Lily looked like she saw a savior. Lucas ignored her and looked at me. "Do you have something for me?" I rolled my eyes and pulled out the button that I ripped off his shirt. "So it's here." He smiled. "Don't you think it's not right for her to have her things at Lucas' desk?" she stated. "Did he even agree?" Lucas was about to speak, but I held his hand and asked, "What do you suggest?" Lily had teary eyes. "Even if you're Lucas' sister, you need to have some boundaries. What if his girlfriend gets jealous?" The class burst out laughing. "Transfer student, what are you talking about?" Lily bit her lip. "But there." I walked up and showed our interlaced hands. Lily looked shocked. I leaned on Lucas. "Let me introduce myself, I'm Skylar." I smiled. "I heard you were Lucas' fiancé? Well, so am I." Lily's face lost all its color. Weren't you overseas?" I smirked. "I was studying abroad. I'm back." "Understand." But, Lily looked at Lucas. Lucas was holding my hand. "I don't know what made you think I had a different fiancé. It's always been Skylar." "If it's because of my grandfather. After I transferred you here, because you asked, you did enough for the family." Lily cried. "Lucas, are you still mad at me for that guy from before?" Lucas interrupted her. "I don't need to know, it's not my business." Everyone was mocking her. Someone said, "How dare she?" She shook and yelled, You guys are bullying me." Then she ran out. I shrugged. She didn't come back all morning. During break, I went to the bathroom and heard someone crying. I stepped out of the stall and saw Lily on the phone. "But Skylar is back. Will Lucas like me?" The phone's sound was loud enough for me to hear the other person. "You should know, childhood sweethearts never last. Lucas is used to her." Lily nodded. You're right. It's fate that I even met Lucas. I'll make him notice me. I smirked and turned the faucet on. Lily jumped. It's you. She was watery and said, "Why were you eavesdropping?" Eavesdropping? Please, I was here first. I looked at her. Childhood sweethearts never last? I just know what's mine. The transfer student was crying because of you? The cellist looked at me with interest. I shrugged. Did she? I don't know. She tried to give Lucas a lunchbox and he turned her down. She's too free. Skylar. I heard Lucas' voice and walked out. I gave him the case and walked out. I didn't care about Lily. But there was summer camp soon. I was reminded of last year. Lucas, we need more sunscreen this time, the one we had was too small. I got tanned last year, I'm not pretty now. Lucas stared at me. No, you're always beautiful. He paused and said, Skylar, do you think we can skip camp this year? Why? I asked, then gave him my hand. Why aren't you holding my hand today? Lucas paused and held my hand. His fingers twitched. He quickly squeezed my hand. I stopped and took his hand. What's wrong with your hand? Nothing. Lucas, are you hiding something? Lucas was silent. Lucas, I'm warning you. Do you remember what I told you last time? Lucas and I don't argue often. The only time we did was when he got hurt skiing and hid it from me. I didn't go to his house for a long time. After that, he stopped hiding things from me. And he cried because I ignored him. Lucas frowned. I'm fine. I stepped on his foot. Okay, fine, Lucas, don't talk to me ever again. This was the longest fight Lucas and I ever had. Even on the beach, I didn't speak. I felt his eyes on me and wrapped myself up. Someone pulled off the towel. I won't ever forgive. It's you. Disappointed? The cellist laughed. Where's your boyfriend? Isn't he always with you? Are you fighting? No. She looked around and focused on one spot. Wow, he's just staring at you like a lost puppy. I couldn't help it and saw Lily talking to Lucas. I sneered. He has many people beside him now. Jealous? I don't think he cares. I sat up and saw that he actually took it and even thanked her. Lily was happy and went away. I put the towel back on. I'm done. I went to the tent. The cellist threw a bottle to me. What's this? Lucas gave it to you, he said. She rolled her eyes and mocked his tone. Skylar gets bitten at night. He got it from the transfer student. Nice. I tried to hide my smile. I don't want things from her. The next morning, I walked to Lily and gave it to her. Here. Lily's face was white. Why did you have this? I ignored her. Without Lucas, I was so mean. At lunch, the guy came and said, there are going to be shooting stars, Skylar, why don't we? I sat up and saw Lily talking to Lucas again. That was my gift. Don't you think you were mean to me? Lucas was looking at me and the guy, I let the bodyguards give you the money. I thought you sold it. Lucas, you went too far. Lily cried and ran away. Lucas walked over. I faced the guy. Why don't we go see the shooting stars? Skylar. I ignored him and went to my tent. I fell asleep and woke up to the cellist's face. Skylar, Lucas and Lily are missing. No one answered their phone, and all of Lucas' trackers were down. Check the cameras. I saw Lucas and Lily enter the warehouse and got locked in there. The cellist looked sad. Skylar. I sucked it up. Can you ask the guards to open the door? Do we need to go in? What if he's claustrophobic? The guards opened the door. I saw Lucas. He was in the shadows. Lucas was sensitive to what's happening around him. Except to me. He looked up at the same time as I entered the room. "Skylar," he mumbled. I was still mad, but my heart softened. Lily came out of nowhere. Don't misunderstand, we didn't do anything, I ignored her and looked at Lucas. "I'm tired," I said. "Lucas, carry me." "You are so disrespectful. He is not your dog." I looked at Lucas. Lucas pushed her aside and looked at me. "Woof." Lily backed away. Lucas kneeled. I looked down. He was clean, but had some dirt on him. "Skylar, let's make up." I was silent and jumped on his back. I held him tightly. I passed Lily and mumbled, "Lucas, you're so cold." "Okay, hold tighter." "And my shoes are too hard, it hurts." "Okay, we'll put some medicine on it later." "I haven't forgiven you yet." Lucas sounded sad. "I dreamed that you were just used to me." "Just because of that?" I hit him on the shoulder. "Are you stupid? You can't believe in dreams. And you were happy with someone else." I was sleepy but still bit him on the shoulder. "You're lying." "No." I heard Lucas' shaky voice. "Skylar, you'll be safe." We missed the shooting stars. Later, we went to the beach. Suddenly, something caught my eyes. "Skylar." A wave washed over me. Everything was dark, and I lost consciousness. I woke up with Lucas hugging me. He was shaking. Everything was white. I touched his back. "Lucas, I'm fine." The cellist said with teary eyes, "If Lucas didn't jump, we would not have noticed you." "Luckily." "Jumped?" I was worried. "There were lifeguards." "Are you stupid?" Lucas was pale. "Skylar, I'm just glad you are fine. You didn't have to follow me." "Don't say that." Lucas' face was pale. His voice shook. "Skylar, I don't want to hear that." "Lucas. Lucas, why did you do that? You almost died." Lily was crying. "Is she that important to you? I should be your heroine." The cellist said, "What are you talking about? Skylar hasn't even said anything. If you're here to bother him, we don't want you here." Lily shook. "I don't mean anything, I just want." She looked at Lucas. "Take care of yourself." Lucas' face was cold, and only looked at me. "I don't know what you're saying." "I'm not your hero." "If I'm a hero, my heroine will only be Skylar." Lucas held my hand. "Skylar, don't worry. You'll be happy forever." I was fine. Lucas, however, had to stay in the hospital because he had slight pneumonia. Lily transferred schools. Before leaving, she only found me. "Skylar, I've been waiting for you." She was wearing the same old uniform. "Lily, why?" There's always a voice in my head. I was the heroine, that my hero will love me and protect me. I said, "Good luck." She laughed. That night, the voice told me, even God can't control people's heart. Lily looked sad. "This world isn't mine, it's like a dream." She looked back at Lucas' room and disappeared. I was confused and went to ask Lucas. I got hugged. Lucas said, "Skylar, you were gone for so long." I pushed him away. "You are a patient, you know?" I made him sit. "What kind of dream did you have? What did you hide from me? Tell me the truth." Lucas paused. "I thought of something else, and promise me you won't fall in love with some girl." "Not now, not ever." Lucas laughed. His eyes glowed. "Yes, my fiancé." He kissed me. The sun was setting, and the clouds were red, like the end of the world.